radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening, Fade to Black. Bespoke Radio for the masses. Yeah, man. That's right, it's Thursday. Thursday, December 13th, 2018. 347 days into the new year. Just 18 days left. We are live. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planet. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? December 13th. 12 days, man. How you doing? Tonight, it's Thursday. Tonight is another Fadernight with Teresa and Divine Frequencey on the airwaves at the bottom of the hour, followed by open lines all night long. Now, the call-in numbers are 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. All right, so there you go. Now, on Stellar.com, you can go find us there. And if you haven't, that is the latest and greatest social media platform built for us and this community. On Stellar.com, get over there, sign up, register, and start participating with the community. And send me a friend request. You can message me there on Stellar.com. Twitter is at JChurchRadio. Simple, at JChurchRadio. Facebook, you know what to do there. The links for our Facebook radio page are at jimmychurchradio.com. I don't even know what it is. I think it might be Fade to Black. I don't know. Or it's Jimmy Church Radio, one of the two. And, of course, YouTube. All right? Everything is easy to find. It's right there at the website, jimmychurchradio.com. But Twitter is where I hang out. Well, I hang out, in the chat rooms and stuff, but I haven't done that in a while. Should I do it right now? Watch this. Live on the air. Good evening, everyone. Boom. See? I hang out in the chat rooms. Here you go. Twitter is at JChurchRadio. Now, hashtag F2B is the sandbox. It's where I hang out, and it's running right in front of me, and it's in real time. So hashtag F2B, come over and join in on the conversation. It goes on live all night long. We do thousands of tweets, and all of the Fadernauts are there. So go and enjoy the conversation. And if you have any questions or comments tonight during the show, post it right there. I will answer it. Hashtag F2BQ. No. I might answer it. Man, phones are lighting up already. Everybody chill. I'll open up the phone lines. It's going to be a while. We got to get Teresa on the show first, then we'll open up the phone lines. Okay, so there you go. An email, it's simple, Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Lots of breaking news today, and I want to set this off. Oh, also, I want to remind everybody, the conversation tonight, I would love for us to talk about who has influenced you. We had a very dynamic week on the show. Monday night, Billy Carson was here. Huge influence on the community. Tuesday night, Carrie Cassidy was here. Another huge influence on this community for so long and continues to do so. And last night, Tyler Glockner here from Secure Team. And a huge influence, another fresh face on this community. Huge, right? And I would like to talk about this tonight. Who is influencing you? Who has influenced you? Let's talk about that. And I'm going to open up the phone lines in a little bit, and we'll take the conversation there. Okay? It doesn't have to be there, but I do want to hear from you. And the audience is going to hear from you, who has influenced you, and you may help somebody else on their journey and allow somebody to go, whoa, that's interesting. I haven't thought about that person. Boom. And you may help somebody else out. So think about that. Okay, so there you go. But if you've had any sightings, if there's anything that you want to talk about, that's what we do on Thursday nights. All right, let me get to the breaking news. Virgin Galactic's supersonic space plane soared into the upper reaches of Earth atmosphere today for a milestone of a test flight. The company is not far off from sending tourists into space. The rocket-powered plane, the VSS Unity, was flown to a maximum altitude of, check this, 51.4 miles. That's right. That surpasses the 50-mile mark that the U.S. government recognizes as the edge of space. The test flight took off from the Mojave Air and Space Port right up the road here from the bunker here in Burbank at 7:11 a.m. this morning Pacific time. Now, Richard Branson is saying right now that they will have their first passengers in space up there by Christmas. That's right. Today's the 13th. They have 600 seats pre-sold at $250,000 a pop. All right. I don't have a calculator in front of me. Fadernight. What is 600 times $250,000? How much money are we talking here? Man, that's a lot of do-re-mi, isn't it? All right. The other breaking news today, and it's big stuff. Are you ready? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has officially announced next year's inductees. Radiohead, Janet Jackson, Stevie Nicks, Def Leppard, The Cure, Roxy Music, and the Zombies. They will all join the class of 2019. Incredible. That's a pretty good Radiohead, right? Right? Are you with me on this? Janet Jackson, I can see it. Stevie Nicks, of course, right? Def Leppard, wow. I'd never heard of Def Leppard, and I watched them open for Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz, at the Circle Theater in Indianapolis, and I am going to say that was my senior year in high school. So that was right around 1980. And everybody in Def Leppard at that time was like 17 years old. I don't even know how they got work permits in the United States, but I'm joking. They were 18. But, and I thought, wow, all right, this band is pretty solid. And I just thought to myself, because I was like 16, this is before MTV, and I'm looking at the stage, I'm like, they look younger than me. They were so good. Def Leppard. And they made it. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So cool. The Cure, absolutely. Roxy Music. I see it all. And the Zombies, going back to if you think about it, right? She's Not There. What year was that? And I wonder who's still alive from the Zombies, because that was 60, I don't know, 66, 67, 68? The Zombies, 2019 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Okay, let's see here. 1,500,000. That's it? No, that can't be. That's 6. I said 600. Scott. No, 1,500,000,000 maybe. So 1 million, that's 6. I said 600. 600 times 2 feet. Yeah, there you go. 1,500,000,000. Now you're on target. All right. Let's see where I'm at. Over the weekend, Irene O'Shea. Listen to this. This is incredible. Over the weekend, Irene O'Shea celebrated her 102nd birthday, and she did it by going skydiving. And it's been a yearly tradition since she turned 100. This is her 3rd year. This year, however, was pretty special because O'Shea became the oldest skydiver ever in the world. She plunged over 14,000 feet, and she made the dive on Sunday, this past Sunday, over in Australia with her instructor, Jed Smith, the same instructor who she previously jumped with 14,000 feet. Now, I've said it a million times. There's probably 2 things, maybe 3, that I will never do, ever. Bungee jump ain't going to happen. Skydiving, it just ain't going to happen. And probably hang gliding. I think hang gliding is right up there. Now, ultralight, I've done ultralight flying, but you got a motor on the back, and you can glide to the earth, right? But hang gliding, that's a whole nother situation. But she did it. 14,000 feet, man, at the age of 102. That just rocks. Now, I want to remind everybody, Wednesday, December 26th, it is coming up. Rita will get this up in Twitter as I say it. Wednesday, December 26th, Fade to Black is having our annual holiday/Christmas party at the world-famous, wait for it, Rainbow Bar and Grill on the Sunset Strip right here in Hollywood, California. So start making your plans now. Circle the date. Come and celebrate with us. All right? The Rainbow Bar and Grill. We're going to put the links up in Twitter. Head over to our Facebook event page and do us a solid and let us know if you're going to be attending. Okay? And if you can't do that, or if you're not on Facebook, shoot me an email with your name and how many you're going to bring with you to Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Okay, everybody knows where the Rainbow is. If you need directions, I'll send you that. And it's the directions are also up on our Facebook events page. Okay, but there you go. Seriously, Fade to Black is invading Hollywood. And then right after that, February, come join us for the 2019 Conscious Life Expo right here, also in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton. This year, we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Chariots of the Gods with Eric Von Daniken. And on Friday night, I will be hosting the panel with Eric, Linda Moulton Howe, Jason Martell, Billy Carson, and David Wilcock. All right? This year, you've got George Norrie, Nassim Haramein, Robert Schock, Danny Brinkley, Grant Cameron, Julia Mossbridge, and our very own Teresa Yanaris. And 50 other speakers will be presenting at the 2019 Conscious Life Expo. Click on their banner for tickets and a full conference schedule over at jimmychurchradio.com. Mountain biking, I don't get the tweet. Mountain biking. I don't get it. Bitcoin, I have been talking about this. Now, Bitcoin seems to have settled in, and it's shocking. to around 3,300 ducks. Yeah, hasn't kicked up. It's trading just below that right now before the show. It's at around 3,250. Absolutely incredible. Now, also, all this week I have been talking about Hoffman's Optics. And this, look at this. This is amazing. That is the Orion from Hoffman's Optics. It records digital night vision, fits in the palm of your hand, and USB records, tripod mount, little SD micro card slides in there, and you can record whatever you like. Hopefully, your very own green chrome balls. You can go and get one right now. They are on sale, $200 off for just $600. $600, you can have your very own night vision. How cool is it? Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Tripod mount, rechargeable battery pack. That's the way to go right there. The Orion, Hoffman's Optics. Hoffman'sOptics.com. The links are over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. I'm going to say this really quick. I don't know who posted it earlier, but, where is it? Here it is right here. This, you know what? Yeah, I guess there isn't any bad language in it, is there? I'm going to retweet this right now just for you guys. I'm not going to say anything. Let's see who retweets it. There you go. And I'm just going to put "this is cool" so you know it. This is cool. Now, and what is so great about this is because it's all about Canada. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, it's up in Twitter right now. This is cool. All right. Tonight, Teresa Tanaros is here. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. We've had an amazing week here on the show. And this weekend, I'm off, right? No coast to coast. I am with Rita taking the rest of the weekends off till after the first of the year. We've got lots to do. Rita, can I tell everybody where we're going to spend New Year's? I'll do it at the bottom of the hour if you want. You can text me now, but I'll announce that too as well. So we've got a lot of stuff planned throughout the end of the year. Now, all right, this is where I'm going as I look at the clock. Who runs the world? You ever think about that? Who runs the world? Who runs the world? And I remember asking this question years ago, and Rita, but you didn't answer the question. You didn't answer me. She told me to just continue doing this show. Who runs the world? Who? I remember asking this question years ago, and I tried to figure it out. And I would also ask some of the big names in research, the same question. And I never got a straight answer. And I wanted to know, the Illuminati, the cabal, right? The families, who's running the world? And one thing is for sure, though, and at those levels of power and money, we'll probably never know. It's a zone and a world that we know absolutely nothing about. And trust me on that. This exclusive club has been running things for centuries or longer. And there are families out there whose names you've never heard of. Seriously. With a real grip on things, all things. Because at that level, they can do whatever they want, and including keeping their names out of it. It's just the way that it is. But that isn't what is most interesting. It's not. Think about it. What is most interesting is the conversations that I've had with some of the big names in ufology and about, many years ago, everyone tried to give me their spin on things in ufology. Who to watch out for, how to be careful, the alliances that are in play. Yeah, And it shocked me. Sort of. In the beginning, how do I say this? In the beginning, it was fun. And today it is still fun. And you know why? I ignored what everyone had to say. And what I mean by that is, I just don't care. I don't care. I listened, of course, but I'm trying to get the words out right now. What I learned from all of those conversations is that nothing is what it seems to be. I did get one piece of advice that I seriously took in, and it was this. It's like, Jimmy, no matter what, do your thing. Stay on course. Don't react. Don't post. Don't say things in public. Try not to read stuff from those who are critics. Don't allow anything negative to change you. Just do your thing. It's the best of advice I've ever gotten. So I've done just that. I just do my thing. These little cliques in ufology, these forces that are out there pulling you one way or the other, I just have chosen to ignore them. The goal of Fade to Black from the very beginning has been very, very simple. I have on guests that I want to talk to, and that's it. That's it. Nothing more. Can't be any more simple. That's why in 1 week or in 1 month, you'll hear so many different takes on things. And yeah, sure, it's easy to say, well, I just leave it up to the audience to decide. But, okay, I get that. But it's also me that's trying to figure this stuff out, too. I hear the same stuff that you do. And it conflicts, and it's all different, and that's what makes it great. They're just conversations. You're walking around at a party, you talk to this person, you walk over here, and you talk to that person. Now you got two different things going on, but that's what you do. It doesn't make anybody wrong or anybody right or less wrong or less right. It's not even the case. And that's what goes on here. It's been a wild ride. And I'm sure that everybody understands that by now because you've done the wild ride with me. But still today, I get the phone calls. Different sides are trying to pull me this way or that. And I'm not kidding about this, but I don't buy into it. And for the most part, they have given up. They know that I'm just doing my thing. I'll give you an example because right now I know that you're saying, well, you know what? Okay, that's all great, Jimmy, but give us something. Okay. A few years ago, someone tried to tell me, now follow me here. Listen. A few years ago, someone tried to tell me that they were at lunch with some people in ufology, and the conversation was about the CIA and the Pentagon, and that they needed to be aware that this person and that person was not to be trusted, and that later that month, they were at a party, and they were hanging out with other known agents. And they were the ones warning this person who was on the phone with me not to trust anybody else. And now they, and it's just like nuts, right? So right now you're thinking to yourself that this is about you can't trust anybody. And it is. But the very next day, and this is how whack ufology is, the very next day I get another phone call from somebody else. And in that conversation, this person says, you can't trust so-and-so. They're working with the CIA. And the so-and-so who this person was talking about was on the phone with me the day before. It's just like, oh, man. I guess everybody is involved in the CIA then, right? And what it shows me is that, is the CIA really involved with any of this? Probably not. Maybe. But according to these two phone calls, Everybody at the top of ufology is tied to or involved with the CIA. And it seems that everyone has a game they're trying to play with those 3 letters. Except me. One day, seriously, one day I'm going to write it all down. I'm just going to write it all down. And after I die, it'll just get published. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Remember the other day when I was talking about ufology and comparing it to the NFL? Think about it, right? I'm just going to continue to do my thing, and I'm going to watch the season play out year after year. But one thing I'll know that it's just never going to change. I'm going to continue to bring on the guests that I find interesting. We'll have a conversation, and you'll enjoy another show. And then you know what's going to happen. You know it. The next day, I'm going to get a phone call saying that the guest that I had on the day before is working with the CIA. Cool, right? I always wanted to be James Bond or that Jack dude, Jack Ryan, that Jack Ryan guy. Always wanted to be them. I still watch all the movies, right? I'm just wondering when I'm going to start seeing the paychecks, because right now, if I believe everyone that has called me about this stuff over the years, they owe me, and they owe me lots and lots of money. They do. And I wonder if, seriously, if I get a check from the CIA, do I get like a W-9? Right? A W-10, a W-2? And what does it say on it? Right? Think about that for a second. Seriously. It's all hilarious. And I've watched, and it continues now, everybody playing things against each other. And it's just like, and there are a few that run clean. There are. But just about anybody that you can think of or name, I've had a fight with. And it just about somebody else. And warning me off of this person, and then that, and it just, and then I'll go and hang out, and I'll see the two of them talking to each other, knowing that over the last month, both of them called me and warned me about the other or about somebody else, and it's hilarious. So that's why I just do my thing, and that's why I will have on any guest that I damn well please. I don't care what anybody says. If I think they're interesting, I'm going to have a conversation, and I won't be influenced. That's why this is Fade to Black. That's why you are Fadernauts. That's why it's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. We're going to have a great time, and we always do. Open lines all night long. And when I come back after this short break, it's Teresa Tanaros and Divine Frequency on the airwaves. I am your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. This is Fade to Black. We'll be right back with Teresa Tanaros. Stay right there.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black Blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, folks. It's a holiday season with hope in the air. Things to look forward to and no time for despair. Health can be a challenge, and so can the mail. So Get the Tea wants to help you by giving you a sale. Buy 2 months of Super Tea and get 1 month for free. No limit. That's buy 2 months of Super Tea and get 1 month free. That's a savings of $35. Where? GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. Scroll down on the front page and find the buy 2, get 1 free ad. Click it and save. Orders over $100 get free shipping. Send the gift of life. Change tea at GetTheTea.com. We have many non-GMO organic supplements just waiting for you. This holiday season, enjoy health and Thanksgiving with GetTheTea.com. Want to call us? 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408. GetTheTea.com is a proud sponsor of doing what's right. That's GetTheTea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Do you want to lose weight but have no idea where to begin? The Fast Start Diet, a 3-day weight loss plan, is the answer. 3 days of nutritionally balanced, calorie-restricted meals delivered right to your door. No shopping, no measuring, and no cooking. Everything is prepared for you and ready to eat at home or on the go. The Fast Start Diet has all the amazing benefits of intermittent fasting without starving. We've helped thousands of people who have struggled to reach their weight loss goals. Isn't it time we helped you? With the Fast Start Diet, you'll lose weight and feel great.
Find Fast Start Diet on Amazon or go to faststartdiet.com and use promo code TALK to get 10% off your first box. And as a special bonus, Fast Start will include their #1 rated Lipo3 appetite suppressant spray free with your order. This is Jimmy Church. And whatever your diet plans are, do what I did. Go to faststartdiet.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, Fade to Black. And now it is time for author, teacher, and host Teresa Yanaris and Divine Frequency on the Airwaves. Take it away, Teresa.
Hi, this is Teresa Yanaris at Divine Frequency. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Fadernauts. I know, y'all, it's almost the weekend. We are almost there. One more day. I know you're probably thinking, oh man, my boss assigned me this grueling project due next week. I should be in bed so I could get a head start tomorrow. But you know what? You know what I say to that, guys? Sounds like a problem for future Teresa. You can have that one. That one's free. It's time to party. You guys are tuning into On the Airwaves radio. The times have changed and the tides have shifted. Let's ride the airwaves. There's a mermaid song for you, y'all. This show is packed with high energy mediatainment live. For those of you who know me, I've got a lot of energy. And nope, that's not the coffee, my friends. That's just me all the time. Got a story for you there. One time I took a flight at 5 o'clock in the morning. I showed up at the airport and the TSA agent told me that she hated me. That happened. That's a true story. Apparently, I'm a little bit too peppy, got a little too much pep in my step for the TSA at 5 o'clock in the morning, but that's okay. We are diving deep into the realms of the world today. I don't know where y'all are listening from tonight. Maybe you're taking a bath. Maybe you're by a nice fire because it's cold outside, or maybe you're on your computer watching Jimmy chill by the bunker cam. I don't know, but we are exploring the farthest reaches of the unknown. We are leaving no ocean unexplored. You can join me on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time for deeper perspectives on a vast array of news media topics from current events to popular culture. If you want to join the conversation as we are flowing in the ether, go to Twitter and live tweet with Divine Frequency using the hashtag Airwaves. Today is Thursday, December 13th, 2018. All right, let's dive right in. Hashtag mermaid life. I want to open up with a story. I was at the grocery store yesterday, and there was a woman behind me in line who had the most beautiful wedding ring on, and I'm very social, so of course I had to let her know that I liked her shiny thing. Hashtag mermaid life again, right? And then I saw her nails, and her nails were really pretty, and they had gems on them. And I commented on her nails, and she said, you know what? I've been going to the same nail salon now for a few years, and the girl who she would get her nails done by, she went to the same woman for a long time. And I think this girl was 24, she said, and she was so talented. And this woman kept telling her about how talented she was as a nail artist. And so she helped her actually start her own business. She said that she made some phone calls in the community and got her hooked up with some people so that she could get her own studio. And I was having this conversation with her and the cashier, and we were all women talking about how cool it was to see other community women helping other community women. And, you know, it's not just about women helping women, it's about people helping people. And I thought it was incredible that this woman was taking the time out of her day to really work with this younger person that was probably 15, 20 years her junior to help establish her in the community. And it really just pulled on my heartstrings. It made me so excited to be a part of my community here in Texas, to see how people are really trying to help the younger generations gain clarity. And so it made me think about the concept of clarity. What is clarity? Clarity is the quality of coherence. It's the sharpness of image or sound. And I started asking myself, well, where does clarity come from? You know, when you're younger and you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, you've got a ways to go, right? And then when you're older, you look back on some of your experiences and you can ask yourself, well, what have I gone through that helped me gain clarity? So I actually threw this question out on social media, and I got a whole lot of responses. And a lot of them ranged from light, love, cosmic consciousness, a lot of that positive feedback. And then something I was thinking about was clarity is also gained through pain and turmoil and even abuse or darkness, because sometimes when you experience an intense transition period or some kind of dark period, things in your past, they come into sharper focus as they pass further behind you. You know, they say hindsight is 2020, and my sister says sometimes it's more like 2015 or 2010, right? So I think that in some circumstances, in some ways, being conscious in the moment, I know that I talk about that a lot, trying to be aware of your surroundings, sometimes it only gets you so far, right? Because when you're going through something hard, you're not having the greatest amount of clarity in those moments, which is okay. Sometimes it turns out that it takes some time to actually contextualize what it is you have gone through, and that deep reflection period comes afterwards. So I just wanted to throw this out there. For those of you going through a hard time right now, maybe you're going through a transition, maybe you're trying to figure out what's next for you, like this girl who got help from the community and now she has this nail salon. So it's okay to feel low, though. It's okay to take time to yourself to just be. In our culture, I feel like we push ourselves so hard to be constantly acting and doing. And it's okay to take it easy and give yourself time to process what you're going through. And this helps you learn more about yourself. So I just wanted to drop that story on y'all to start off with. And then I would like to shift and talk about some news items. So Barbara Booth of CNBC reported December 13th, 2018, that researchers are turning bumblebees into live drones. I don't know if you guys have heard of this story, but if you think about it, drones, I don't know if you guys have ever used a drone before, but the batteries are really heavy. The drones are really heavy. They don't really last very long in the air. Sometimes the batteries only last like 20 minutes. They're really fun to use, though. If you haven't seen anything about drones, go on YouTube and look for drone racing. You're welcome. You will go down a YouTube rabbit hole. It's really fun to watch those videos. But these researchers have actually created drones the size of insects. So researchers from the University of Washington attached wireless sensors onto the backs of bees. And they're using this for agricultural research. So the bees are going around pollinating, coming back to the hive. And when they come back to the hive, that's when the batteries are recharged on the drone that's on top of the bee. So I was thinking about this. It's very cool. But at the same time, I started wondering about electromagnetic waves, because humans are bombarded by electromagnetic waves. I know that I feel better when I'm out in nature and I'm distancing myself from electronics. And so I started wondering, well, if we start to attach sensors to all kinds of flying animals and just animals in general, are we putting all of the living beings on this planet at risk? And so I did a little bit of research on this, and I found on the National Center for Biotechnology Information website, I found a paper called Assessment of the Possible Health Effects of Ground Wave Emergency Network. And the 6th section of the paper was called Effects of Electromagnetic Fields on Organs and Tissues. And this was published by the National Research Council Committee on Assessment of the Possible Health Effects of Ground Wave Emergency Network. And that's GWEN. This was published in 1993. So one of the things that I found here was that the effects that this is from the paper, the effects of RF radiation are unlikely to occur at the power densities and absorbed energies associated with GWEN fields. So that was one thing I found. But then I went to cancer.gov and I looked up about exposure to Wi-Fi. So this is on their website. So this says, in view of the widespread use of Wi-Fi in schools, the UK Health Protection Agency has conducted the largest and most comprehensive measurement studies to assess exposures of children to radio frequency electromagnetic fields from wireless computer networks. This agency concluded that radio frequency exposures were well below recommended maximum levels and that there was no reason why Wi-Fi should not continue to be used in schools and in other places. So that was another article that I found. But then I found a paper published in the American Journal of Epidemiology entitled Residential Exposure to Magnetic Fields and Risk of Canine Lymphoma, authored by John S. Reif, among others, and it discussed residential exposure to magnetic fields and the effects on dogs, which I thought was really interesting. So one thing that I found in this study, this is a quote, information regarding the dog's activity patterns, residence history, and exposure to potential confounders was obtained by telephone interview. And that made me laugh out loud because I was thinking about dogs being interviewed on the phone. But from the abstract, they indeed presented a correlation between the levels of magnetic fields and the rates of diagnosis of lymphoma in dogs. So this was just base level research that I pulled out. I could go on, but I'm just providing a base level of research here. This is obviously a huge conversation. But either way, I know how I feel when I'm around electronic devices. And it's something to consider when we're pushing for research. Is this a slippery slope? Or is there really nothing to worry about? Either way, let's, like I say in these situations, remain vigilant. This is a developing story. Okay, so next, I want to talk about abalone shells. Tara Dugan of San Francisco Chronicle reported on December 13th, 2018, that the California abalone season is sunk until 2021 to give the stressed population time to rebuild. So the California Fish and Game Commission, it's closing down the diving sport of abalone shells for 2 years. And as some of y'all know, in this spiritual community, I see a lot of people with their abalone shells. It's commonly used for smudging or cleansing a space with incense or burning woods or herbs. And now people in California might have to take a step back on the abalone shells. I think this is really interesting. I'd actually love to hear from people who live in California. That sounds very interesting. I would love to learn about the sport of diving for abalone shells. That sounds just so much fun. My mermaid self really, really likes to think about that. So I wanted to kind of pivot. Last week, we were talking about the new moon. So how's everyone's clearing out going? We were talking about letting go in order to open the space up for something new. And if it's all cluttered, the universe can't put anything into a space that doesn't exist. So speaking of letting things go, guys, I have to tell you something. My favorite band, Grimes, they just released a new song on November 29th, 2018 called We Appreciate Power. And I was so disappointed because the song is all about AI overlords and giving up free will. And man, it just really upset me because this is my favorite band. I'm like, why'd you have to go this way? So I actually wanted to read you guys some of the lyrics of this song because it's bad, you guys. So in this song, she says, "What will it take to make you capitulate? I'll evade the human race, putting makeup on my face. Simulation, give me something good. God's creation, so misunderstood. Pray to the divinity, the keeper of the key. One day, everyone will believe." So she's talking about AI here. She says, AI will reward us when it rains. Pledge allegiance to the world's most powerful computer. And then asks, what will it take to make you capitulate? And she says, you're not even alive if you're not backed up on a drive. And the song ends with her saying, submit, submit, submit. And I'm like, really? Why'd you got to go that way, Grimes? Just why? When you think about it, why in the world would you want to upload your self, your consciousness to a computer so you could live forever? I know this is kind of a topic that everybody has different opinions on, but to me, I think about the concept of hell, and I know some people don't believe in hell, but talking about it it sort of sounds synonymous for me when you think about this eternity that just goes on and on and on forever. If your mind is uploaded to a drive and you're just a computer, just sounds like an eternity of sadness. I don't know. I really like being human. I like appreciating the human experience and the divinity that we're having here. And I think there's also a level of appreciation that we have in every moment because we know one day it's going to end. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of a morbid thought, but it does make you appreciate the time that you have now. And I also think that when our time on this planet is over, there's still more to come. And I think that maybe for some people that don't believe that there's something more to come, maybe that would be a motivating factor to make them want to upload themselves onto a computer. When you start thinking about that and you start philosophizing about that, you have to start asking, well, what are the person's belief systems? Why would they even want to do something like that? So then it started making me think about what responsibility do we have to our content that we're publishing? And the reason why I say this is because Grimes is a content creator who I greatly respect. She's awesome. And then she comes out with this song and I'm thinking, okay, I'm an author and I get it. I went to college. You can't always mistake the author for the narrator, right? There's that concept. But when you're looking at musical artists, I don't know. Can you mistake the narrator or the words in the song for what the artist believes. Maybe, maybe not. But I think there's a level of the information that you're disseminating through music that now goes directly into the subconscious minds of potentially millions of people, depending on how famous you are. So you really have to be careful with the messages that you're seeding into the media. And I want to say thank you guys so much for listening today. I actually wanted to bring Jimmy on because I wanted to ask him a question. Jimmy, are you there?
Yep, I am here.
So I'm not sure if you were just listening, but I was just talking about this song by Grimes on AI, and I wanted to know your perspective on this concept of content creators, and are they responsible to the content? Like, how responsible are they to the content that they're disseminating?
Well, I was listening, and they were posting Jimmy's in deep thought, okay, because they were watching me, and I was listening to what you were saying, and before I get to that point, the other about submitting to AI and your comments about immortality, right? Well, and I've talked about this concept a lot, and I've thrown this out to so many different minds out there. Would you do it? Would you do it? And I go back and I think about the movie Tron, where you're downloaded onto a chip. And the original movie, the remake was okay too as well. But in the original movie, and the concept of that, now you have no dying cells, right? You are literally just electricity, and your mind is there, and it's you and your memories and everything else, and you are there. And what it starts to get really complex, right? When you start to think about the philosophy side of this. Then there is the flip side. Now you have the opportunity and access to learn like forever. You would have the freedom to learn and become this entity of knowledge, right? Now let's back off of that for a second. When you are living through life, and certainly somebody that may be even successful and that is smart and that is running a corporation, and you are at your end of days and you've maybe answered some of the questions about life, and you've got all of this knowledge, you're not necessarily ready to pull the plug. And for somebody like them to continue life's journey and continue to acquire knowledge and share your knowledge, that some aren't ready for that. And maybe the continuation of life and what happens after you leave this version of yourself, that is there, but for them it may not be. And so if they could continue and upload themselves onto a hard drive and preserve what they have learned and continue to acquire knowledge and share that and make decisions, right?
It just kind of seems like lack of trust in the natural order to me.
Well, it's a total break in the natural order of things. Nature has definitely made sure that she has got this thing figured out. Okay, there's no doubt about that. And we could bring in all kinds of, again, philosophical issues here, like GMOs or DNA or CRISPR and changing and altering our children. Should we be doing these kinds of things? Well, okay, I understand. It's a very complex situation. But the one thing that we cannot stop is we can't stop Silicon Valley, and we can't stop DARPA or Sandia National Labs or any
Can't
of these.
We though?
They are in pursuit of connecting our brains to computers. That's it. That's the number one thing that they are working on right now. And they're not going to stop.
But there should be balance, voices of reason on both sides, and it should be a conversation, I think.
Sure. And so do we have the mortality police, right? Where you cannot live forever. And if you do, if we do pursue this, now we have to implement some kind of law, something to come in place to control this technology and who gets to live forever and who doesn't. And can you imagine somebody running for political office that is living on a USB drive? Right?
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Yeah, and that's why it's so important, I think, to have someone like Grimes who's disseminating this kind of content, having these conversations, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the power of that, the very idea of somebody like Grimes or anybody else that has a very strong influence on our youth, and to suggest these things, it's a power. It's a real power, and to cause people to sit back and go, wow, maybe we should submit to the AI because so and so says so. That's a lot of power to be wielding.
Absolutely.
And who does Grimes consult with? Does Grimes sit down with, somebody from Tibet, to discuss the implications of these kinds of statements and conversations?
It's a great question, Jimmy.
I don't know. And should we, or are we interfering with free will at that point? Right.
Right.
And freedom of speech, for that matter, free will and the basic fabric of what we hold dear, like freedom of speech.
Yeah, there's freedom of speech, and then there's a responsibility to the speech, I think.
See what you're doing right now? You have the freedom of speech to speak up and voice your opinion about Grimes.
That's right.
Okay? All right? That's an equal thing, right?
Yep.
So if we interfere with that, then you have to be interfered with too. It can't be one way, right?
I think what I meant by, yeah, absolutely. I think what I meant by responsibility is that each of us, we have a responsibility to our voice, and we need to make sure that we're vetting our information and making sure that we're being thoughtful about what it is that we want to disseminate, because there is power in a voice, and it goes into people's minds, and then they're able to ascertain what wisdom they want to gain from that. And so I think when it comes to musicians, really, really popular musicians that have millions of people in their reach, it's really important. And not just on that side, I agree with you. It's important on all sides for everyone. But it's an interesting concept to take somebody like Grimes and consider the implications of a song like this.
Yeah, and and especially when it comes to AI, I think that we are all concerned. And when I hear the developers that are working on different AI programs, and I listen to a lot of them, argue on both sides of the fence. One is saying, "Oh man, it's so simple; it's not that complex," and we are, hundreds of years away from even coming close to the human brain, and we may never achieve it. And then I've got other researchers and engineers in AI that are going, you know what, man, we got this figured out right now. So I don't know who to believe, but they are all pursuing it. They are all working on it. That
compartmentalization.
Oh man, that neural interface and AI and communication and everything else, that is that right now, that is the Holy Grail.
I just want a portal gun. I just want to be able to shoot a gun at the wall, and then there's a portal, and then I can go wherever I want.
I've got one.
What?
Yeah, of course I have one. Of course I do. Thank you so much, Teresa. Fantastic, fantastic conversation tonight.
Thank you, Jimmy. Have a wonderful night.
And we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Teresa Yanaris. And now I'm going to open up the phone lines. It's Divine Frequency on the airwaves. You can follow Teresa right there on Twitter at Teresa Yanaris. Very simple to do, and all the links are over at jimmychurchradio.com. With that, I'm going to open up the phone lines. It's Thursday night, Fadernight. Open lines all night long. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back with your phone calls right after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas. Come join us for the 2019 Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton. This year, we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Chariots of the Gods with Eric Von Daniken, and I'll be hosting the panel with Eric, Linda Moulton Howe, Jason Martell, Billy Carson, and David Wilcock. Join George Norrie, Nassim Haramain, Robert Schock, Damian Brinkley, Grant Cameron, Julia Mossbridge, Teresa Yannaris, and another 50 speakers who will be presenting at the 2019 Conscious Life Expo. Just go to ConsciousLifeExpo.com for tickets and a full conference schedule, or click on the CLE banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
Folks, this is very important information. What's to be said about CBD? AncientLifeOil.com. Our CBD is made from hemp and has 0.003 THC, which means this wonderful product won't get you high, no matter what amount you take. What does CBD do for the body? My hands are tied. But you can Google CBD benefits and be astounded. When you're finished reading, you'll want to log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com and purchase. Life is good when you feel good. People are tired of pain. People are asking for non-GMO organic products to help them with, you fill in the blank. Legal in 49 states, and again, our CBD is made from hemp. Ancient Life Oil is about helping people one by one by one. If you wonder how good the product is, the CEO takes it every day without miss. AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Have a great day.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Yes. We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Reclaim your active lifestyle with Angioprim. Angioprim is the original liquid oral chelation supplement. Chelation helps remove toxins, heavy metals, and cholesterol in your veins and arteries that can cause blockages. Scientific research proves the active ingredient in Angioprim has superior oral chelation action that helps promote cardiovascular health. Find out more. Go to angioprim.com. Talk to a trained consultant by calling Angioprim toll-free 877-882-7221.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hey, it's Grace. Can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
All right, let's do this. Thursday night, Fadernight, open lines all night long. Favorite night of the week. And that says a lot after the week that we had here on Fade to Black. Influencer Week. Monday night, Billy Carson. Tuesday night, Carrie Cassidy. Last night, Tyler Glockner was here from Secure Team. Influencer Week. Tonight, Teresa Yanaris. And so let's have those conversations tonight. The phone lines are 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. Open lines all night long. Man, I love the AI conversation going on, too, as well. Downloading to a USB drive. I was just looking at Mark Toronto's post. What if this was dropped? Forgotten in a drawer. And I was just thinking to myself, I was in my kitchen over at the house, and we have 2 junk drawers in the kitchen that you can't even open, right? They're just stuffed. And I'm going through just and I found like 10 USB drives. It's so funny. You're always looking for an extra one, right? And I just thought to myself, I wonder what's on these. Well, maybe my old Bitcoin, right? So there you go. All right, let's go to San Francisco. You're up first on Fadernight. Who's calling?
Jimmy Church. It's the one and only John and Ricardo.
How are you, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
Hey,
keeping a little balance here.
Can you pull me off a speaker?
I'm actually using my headphones.
Okay, all right, then. Then we will continue on, Johnny. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, well, I want to be on topic, man. Especially, did I or did I not see you smile about my tweet of synchronicity?
Of course I did. But,
I caught that because, I got to say, number 5 on my list would definitely be, the show Sherlock.
Oh, that was a good show.
As being, yeah. I mean, if anything, it really made me, realize a lot of things about myself, especially with Mind Palace, right?
Right.
Because I've been able to do that, naturally myself since I was a little kid.
Think through things in 3D.
Yeah, like Nikola Tesla, in a sense.
Yeah, and the first...
Without, complex...
We watched the first 2 seasons. You know what we're watching right now, Johnny? In a weird way, kind of the same thing. We're watching Da Vinci's Demons. Have you watched that yet?
Okay. I have not.
You've got to check it out. It's really good.
I've been laying easy on entertainment and more focusing on enlightening and informing myself on stuff.
Yeah,
all sorts of different topics.
Always good to do. So what are you enlightening yourself on right now?
All sorts of different books and different programming. I've been listening to the Forum Borealis channel on YouTube, Dark Journalist, and of course, Dolan.
Right.
Yeah, listening to his stuff. Book-wise, still tearing through Cooper.
You're reading Pale Horse? Bill Cooper?
Yeah, I'm reading it again.
Right.
I'm reading it again because, I've been keeping tabs on Q. That's a different subject altogether, and I don't even want to touch on that just yet. But at least last night, he cleared the air on some things.
Who, Q did? Q did?
Q.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a Q&A last night, and somebody right out asked, is JFK Jr. alive? He said flat out, no. I have my thoughts on that.
Oh, Johnny, JFK.
On a side note, I'm going to address that right now.
Okay.
If he did fake his own death, do you think he would want to, come out and say, I'm alive? I mean, that man, quite frankly, had matched Princess Diana and the amount of paparazzi that would chase them down. And we know how that ended for her. And do you think he'd really want to come back out to that?
Yeah, well, of course not. Of course not. But, geez. If he faked his own death, if he did that, you would never hear from him again. That is the end of the story. That's it. That's it. Yep. But he didn't. He didn't, and that's the end of. I mean, look, this is what I enjoy with stuff like that. And Johnny, thank you for the phone call. But this is what I enjoy with stuff like that. It's okay to let your imagination wander and just go, what if? What if? What if? Mm-hmm. And there is, you can what if on anything and just go and think about it. All right, that's fun to do. JFK faked his own death. Okay, what if? What if Paul McCartney, right, and the Beatles and Paul McCartney is dead? What if? What if? Okay, all right, we can go down these roads. Okay, it's fun. All right, it's entertainment. It's okay, but that doesn't make any of it true. Some of it might be, and that's the other thing. So it's entertainment. Yeah. That's what it is, and it's nothing more. Just like, look, I remember when Wilcock and I were talking about QAnon last month, and look, okay, he's got his stats, he's got his reasons for thinking that QAnon is real, or quite possibly a big chunk of it is based in reality. Okay, he's got his own reasons for doing that. Great. I don't. But the success of all of QAnon is exactly what I'm talking about right here. What if? Right?
I mean,
what if?
Everybody's got their different take on it.
And there may be kernels of it that are true. I don't know. I don't follow it. I just don't. I don't have the time to do it. But I know that there are a lot of people that do.
Yeah, I promised my roommate I would, stop today.
Let's
move on from that. I would at least, say, to touch on what you were saying, there was a quote by Albert Einstein about intelligence and imagination, just reinforcing each other, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was, it really made a lot of sense that, yes, intelligence is nothing without imagination.
Well, that's
100%. Like that.
Yeah, that's exactly 100% right. Johnny, thank you for the phone call, my friend, and enjoy your weekend.
Can I at least name off the other few influences on my life? I want to say real world, like the top three.
Yes.
George Lucas.
Yep.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Yep.
The original Professor X. And my own father.
There you go.
My own father, he got me, at least paying attention to what's happening in the world. And to at least, have some sort of, small part in it.
That's exactly right, Johnny.
He volunteered to go to Spain for the Spanish Civil War. Way back in the 30s, man. And that was before the Second World War, or at least before we got into it.
Right.
But yeah, I'll let you let me go and stuff. It was great talking with you, brother. I hope I can make it down for the Christmas party.
Yeah.
I sincerely do.
I would love to see you there, Johnny. And like I said, have a great, safe, fun weekend.
You too, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, thank you so much. 3 great choices for influencers. You can't argue with any of that. That's spot on the money. All right, let's go to area code 408. You're up next.
Hi, Jimmy. It's Deb from Sacramento.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
Good, Jimmy. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. What's cracking?
I have to say that Carrie Cassidy interview was off the hook this week, and she just brought the goods, and it was pure entertainment. And I know she believed everything she was saying, and it may be true. Anything's possible. But my jaw dropped a few times. I was like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, good stuff, good stuff. As far as who's influenced me, I could give you a top 10 list, but I have to say, I'm going to take a left turn and say you have. Because of the way that you run your show, the way that you treat people on a daily basis, you influence all the Fadernauts in such a positive way, and we really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you for that, Deb. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for that. I mean, that's the last thing I expected, but that's cool.
I know. I mean, I could go down, like I said, the list, but every night, you make us feel great. We look forward to the show, and after a hard day's work, you've helped me tune out of all the mainstream crappy TV and news, and I look forward to your show, so I've been able to cut it all out during the week, and it's a blessing. Let me tell you, this community is more spiritual than any church I've ever walked into.
Right on.
Yeah. On that positive note, have a good night.
You too, Deb. Thank you so much, and behave and be well.
Thank you, Jimmy. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
And that's a great phone call right there. Wow, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Let's go to Colorado Springs. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Troy.
Hi, Troy. How are you?
Pretty good. I got a story to tell you.
It's all yours, Troy. Go ahead.
About 25 years ago, I lived in a tent near Sedona, Arizona.
Right.
And I had beings come to me. I thought they were aliens, but they were like interdimensional beings.
Okay.
And I have like experiences with them to this day. They don't like come and talk to me or anything like that, but they've been in the house like invisible. I've had ships come over my house. I've got witnesses. And this all started when I was 18 years old. I'm like in my 50s now.
So when you were in this tent in Sedona, you were 18?
I was around 23, 22 years old.
Right.
And the climate's so nice in Sedona that I decided to live outside in a tent.
Okay,
and I was
fair
a
enough.
dishwasher at a restaurant.
Right.
And then one night, I've had experiences all my life since I was like 7 years old with UFOs and things. But I knew that they would come to me. And when I moved from California to Sedona, Arizona to paint houses with my uncle, but then I kept telling everybody, I'm going to go have this experience with these alien beings. And everyone's like, cool, great. And then one night it happened, and it was kind of scary.
What'd they look like? Did you guys talk?
Well, at first I was like in my tent, totally conscious, and it was about 3:30 in the morning, and it was like there was some people like sneaking around my tent, but it's so quiet out there, you can hear somebody approaching you. These guys were like just there. And I kept trying to say something like, who is that? And I kind of froze. I was all frozen and like Novocaine, like numb and tingly all over my body.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kept listening, and I kept trying to say in an aggressive way, who the hell is that? Who are you? What are you doing around my tent? So eventually I got it out. And I said, I hope you know that I know you're there, and I also hope you know that I'm fully protected. And then everybody stopped walking around. And then the next thing I know it, I see this, like, it looked like a little hand holding this silver type thing. You know how the polyester and the dome tents, they kind of wear out, and the zipper, you zip it closed, but you just push it and the zipper flies open.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had my door tucked underneath my bedding in there, and the door was wide open. So it was always open, and I see this little, like, silver thing. It looked like an antenna type thing, and I was getting kind of nervous, like, what is that? And then I saw a little part of the hand, and they were just, like, holding it, like, not paying attention. And then the next thing I know it, I see this like, little gray type being sliding in towards me, holding his hands out. And it freaked me out. Like I kept telling myself, that's not real, that's not real, that's not real. But I could hear the polyester sound of the slide as it was sliding. So I was getting confused, like, I can hear it, but I can't believe it's real. And it was getting closer and closer to me. And I said, okay, goodbye. And I just passed out. And I felt its cold hands on my neck and holding my head up. The next thing I know is I'm standing outside, leaning over next to my tent. And so when I was out there, I was like I was barefoot, and I'm feeling the cold sand on my feet and everything. And I was just kind of thinking, I'm out here alone by myself. And then I kept feeling like something was behind me. And I said, I'm going to look behind me and see what's going on. And I kept getting this voice in my head, like, that's probably not a good idea. But I said, I'm going to do it anyway. So I counted to 3. I go, 1, 2, 3. And I looked over my shoulder, and I saw this 9-foot tall-ish looking like ant head being. And his head was huge, and he had the big black eyes. And
you're awake, right? Right, Troy? You're awake. You were standing outside the tent physically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. I think I was sleeping, and then I woke up, standing up.
Right. I got you.
I was conscious.
Right. I got you.
Yeah. So I was, totally conscious. And I looked at this thing, but I only looked at him for like half a second or less, because when I saw him, it was like a giant alien. I was like, holy, you know what? And so I went to throw up because I couldn't handle it. And then a little bit later, I woke up again with my feet feeling the cold sand, and then a little one, like this big, huge head, had this big, huge, like, beach ball head, and it was like about 2 feet. And you know how somebody's like staring at you, and you jerk your head and you look at them, and they go, oh, and like you caught them staring at you or something.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of did that to this one, and it was in the corner of my eye, and I jerked my head and looked at it, and again I went to throw up because I was like, I can't believe that's there. So I passed out again, but I was standing up when I did this, and so I'm a little nervous telling this story.
That's okay. It's okay. It's almost like an invasion that was going on. Were there now your tent? Was there anybody else around you? You know, other tents or?
No. I was in near Sedona, Arizona, but you're not supposed to live in a tent. So they have the rangers come and get you and give you a ticket for living as a resident in the woods. So I went way out by Long Canyon.
Okay.
Down Dry Creek Road out there. So away from all the houses and stuff. But this was like, I don't know, 25 years ago, but I still have experiences today, and I have witnesses, and I have a video on my YouTube of one. But what I got and what I remember, and they've even been in the house, like one time.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Troy. Now I'm going to be headed towards a break here. You just said you have a YouTube channel where you've got a video posted of one of these beings.
A UFO.
Okay. Okay.
My name is all capital letters, Troy's channel.
Troy's
with
channel.
Lowercase.
Okay.
Lowercase s.
Okay. We'll get it up there on Twitter.
Yeah, it's the video is called "A UFO Flies Across the Sky." But for years, I've been drawing illustrations of my experiences. I got some of it on my YouTube there. You can see I'm an artist. But these guys have been in my house. I have a witness here. But this one had like a respirator on. He's walking around in my room while I was talking to my wife, and I like, and she's like, no. And then it kept going, walking around in different areas of the room. I'm like, did you hear that? And she kept saying no. I said, well, I'll just quit saying it then. And then it stood next to her, and she turned around and said, what was that? I'm like, oh, did you hear it this time? So they do this thing where they're in control. They do this thing where if they want you to hear them, they'll let you hear them. If they don't want you to, you can't. Same with the UFOs. They won't. They're in control. They're gonna let anyone see them. I don't know what it is, but what I've gathered is that they live in a singularity, and that they take the DNA from animals from here and create avatars, cloned avatars. And
is your channel welcome to the singularity?
No, my channel's just Troy's channel.
Okay, post it up. I can't find it. Post it up on Twitter so we can get to it.
Okay.
All right, and I got to take a break here, but put it up on Twitter and post that link too as well to the video, because I want to check it out. All right.
Yeah. I've had so many sightings of these guys, but yeah, I just wanted. I've told so many people, but you know how it is. That you get the giggle factor, and people don't believe me. And I really believe that they use that they're from somewhere else. They're like, they use these cloned avatars as puppets, and maybe even people too.
Right.
So they step in and out of this dimension here, and I think they created this whole Earth, and that, you know, our atoms don't touch. We're not really put together, so we're kind of like this holographic, organic design, that we're like another version of them. We're like the human race, and they're here to kind of like whatever they're doing.
Well, like I said, post the video, and I want to check out your art too as well, Troy. All right.
Do I send it to your
Twitter? Post it up on Twitter. Yeah, just hashtag F2B so everybody can get to it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Troy.
All right, thanks a lot.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, no. You too. Thanks a lot.
Troy's channel right there on YouTube. I can't wait to go check it out. All right. I know you guys are going to post the videos right now. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church, and more of your phone calls are next. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. Stay with me.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Tappy. Do you want to be an official Fadernight? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
If you have hard water, the lime scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate lime scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Are you intrigued by paranormal talk radio? You'll love the new paranormal radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the paranormal radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app. Free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight. You know the numbers, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Philly. Philly, you're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, yo, Jimmy, it's Wally in Philly. How you been?
I'm doing good, Wally. How are you?
Good. Long time. Sorry, I've been out of touch. Boy, that last guy, boy, that sounded scary. I've never had an encounter or anything, but that was pretty scary. I did find his channel. It's all capitals.
Yeah, we got it. Wally, we've got it up here on Twitter, and I'm looking at the video now. But yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good UFO video right there, going right in. Right across the cloud. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I wanted to compliment you on Tyler Glockner. That was a great show. So great stuff. I heard about Secure Team and wanted to check it out a few times. Just kind of glanced through it, just in my looking around and stuff, and I really got to drill down deep more into it because after last night's show, I definitely will be doing that. So thank you for that interview with Tyler. It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He posted his latest video today of the Dragon spacecraft with this thing that cruises right behind it. And it's pretty good. Everybody should go and check it out. It's Tyler's latest video. But in the video, I'm just going to make this really quick. I thought it was a city that was lit up at night, on Earth, cruising by. And that's what I thought at first. And then the Dragon spacecraft uses its thrusters and lights this thing up. And it's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know what's in the video. And what Tyler says in the video, I think, is very honest, where he goes, it could be something and somebody could figure this out and then it could all be nothing. But right now, when that thruster lights it up and you can clearly see this craft, this orange-red thing, that's a good capture. So everybody should go check that out. Secure Team.
Yeah, I'm not looking at it right now. Is that the one going across the moon?
No. This is the Dragon spacecraft. You just have to go into his latest video. He posted it last night.
Yeah, because Crow 777, I don't know if you heard of that website. He has a similar picture of this vehicle that's going right across the room and, popping on its thrusters, it's going across. Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out. I did want to bring up the extraterrestrial hypothesis and just start some type of conversation on it because, doing this, just listening to Art Bell going way back, started reading books in the 80s and whatever, and it just seems to me that, just like we go to Mars and we send drones, or even in war we use drones, I just don't understand why we would think that an alien civilization would visit us in person. They would certainly have the technology to be able to send vehicles that could see, hear, even smell and taste, the environment here without actually physically coming here. And that's the thing I can't get past when it comes to, real visitations. Now, I know they say that the little grays are really actually automatons or actually, clones created by the more advanced, larger grays, etc. But that's the thing I'm having trouble getting by. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've said the same thing over the years. Whenever you look at Wally, it's like this. Whenever you think about what ET or different alien civilizations would be doing out there if they're exploring the universe or the Milky Way, what are we doing? Right? So just kind of, fundamentally, what are we doing? Well, we're sending probes out all over our solar system. I think we've probably sent something to every planet, once, or a flyby of every planet. I don't know how many we've successfully landed on Mars or the moon. We've, blasted through the atmosphere of Saturn and Jupiter. We've done all of these things, right? Mercury, Venus. And so ET would be doing the same thing. Has man been on any of those? Well, allegedly the moon, certainly. Possibly Mars in the secret space program. That possibility exists. But that's what we are doing. So here, and with the amount of intelligent civilizations that are in our Milky Way that are out there, how many know about Earth? Well, they would be, especially if they're 1 million years more advanced than us, or 500,000 years, whatever, pick the number. But they have figured out a way to go and investigate and check out everything in the Milky Way. That's what they're doing, and it's self-replicating probes, and building as they go, and check out and report back, because we know that there are 200 billion stars in the Milky Way. Well, every one of them has probably got a planet or more. So there's probably more planets in the Milky Way than there are stars. And you figure that part out, and how many are rocky planets, and come up with a number there. What is it? I don't know, 100 billion, 50 billion? How many are in the Goldilocks zone? I don't know, 20 billion? 20 billion things worth going out there and checking out? Well, they are doing the same thing that we're doing. We're counting the planets now. We're counting the exoplanets with our little minds, right? Our little immature little civilization that we call Earth. So they're doing the same thing, and they are coming by here constantly. And the things that we see in the sky, the things that we see crash, or, going back to the ET hypothesis, do any of them have creatures on them, living sentient beings? Some do, of course. Are a bunch of them just purely robotic probes? Oh, my goodness. I can't imagine how many civilizations have sent stuff here to Earth to investigate. Oh, the numbers are just ginormous.
I just wouldn't understand why they would risk, harm or anything like that by physically, going here to collect rock samples or to observe our, what we do. Although I know we do the same thing. I mean, my stepdaughter is a marine biologist. She tags.
That's exactly Wally. You don't even need to finish the sentence. You're exactly right. And look, she goes out. She's a biologist, so she's going out collecting samples. Well, that's what we do all over this planet, right? Now, the first thing we did when we went to the moon is we bagged and tagged everything we could and brought it back with us, right? What if we would have found something alive, some kind of microbe, some kind of animal that is managing to live on the moon? What are we going to do? We're going to bag it. We're going to bring it back. It's that simple.
Well, it's like Porno for Pyro says, we make big pets. Is that the name of the song?
Yes.
We'd make big pets. That's true.
Wally,
have you ever heard that song? Check it out.
Yes, absolutely.
Great tune.
Love Perry.
Right.
Have a great weekend. So thank you, Wally.
Take care.
Great phone call right there. And Wally is absolutely right, by the way. And his daughter's a biologist, a marine biologist. That's what they do, right? Let's go to South Dakota. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. How are you?
It's been a minute, but I wanted you to know that I have a lot of good information to relay back. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just write a list this time so I'm not all over the place on what I want to speak about. I was listening to Teresa tonight, and I was like, gosh, this lady, she's definitely on point. And I want to add to that that we are made up of magnetic energy, and I heard her talking about that, and that we are natural energy, electricity. So when I would go back to the reservations and I would give these little motivational talks to people and explain to them that natural frequency energy, that's what we carry in our body. When we take a butter knife and we stick it into an electrical socket, which is artificial, we get shocked, right?
Allegedly.
Okay. And when somebody is dying, they take the electrical paddles and they shock them.
Sure.
And so it shocks their electrical field. So what happens is the body it functions on megahertz. Like 40 megahertz is down by your knees, and so if you're functioning on a low megahertz, it's kind of like maybe you're not in balance with yourself. You're not correcting things in your life. You're putting poisonous foods into your body. You're spending too much time doing things that aren't beneficial to you. So then you're not able to absorb the natural positive frequency that's around you, which is animals, plants, trees, air, oxygen, water, et cetera, et cetera. The Earth has a magnetic energy field, and so like when it's lightning out, and that's how I think the time traveling was happening for me when I was traveling through it and coming back and stuff, that when it shocks the Earth like that, what it's doing is it's shocking everything and it's cleansing it and it's bringing it all back to life again. So like for me, I go outside when it's lightning out, depending on what kind of electrical energy is out there. I'll go out there and just stand out there and let myself charge up. So what happens, how people become sick is God, well, I don't like to say God, but for Christians or whoever non-Christians, I try to say creator or source. When we're made up of vibrational energy, so when we say, Christians say God gave us a free will. I'm like, yeah, exactly. He gave us a will. That's a vibration. So when you say you want something in your life, you have to say, I will be successful. Okay, so that will right there, that sends out a magnetic energy, a frequency. It goes out and it attracts everything around it that is what you're wanting. I mean, anybody that's positive on that will, that frequency that you sent out will come back to you. Well, if you don't want something in your life, you say, I will not. You don't say, I don't want. I'm learning to do this myself. I'm learning to change that. So when I don't want something, I say, I will not do that. When I want something, I say, I will. And I'm practicing what I'm preaching, so I know that when I say I will, it changes everything around. One thing I've been kind of dabbling with and researching on my own is that what we read, what we listen to, what we eat, and what we watch doesn't belong to us. It's somebody else's frequency. So depending on how much we let our emotions attach to it, that's what kind of differentiates. It makes us different from the extraterrestrials and us is because we have that emotion. So when we watch something and it's got a positive message, we can digest that and we can say, okay, I can relate to that. Or if we're watching something and it's negative, we're going to create that. Whatever is going on in that person's life, watching, reading, listening, or whatever we're following, if it's a negative, we're gonna absorb that. It's gonna be a part of us. So you got to really you got to really pay attention to like what you're listening to and what you're watching. I guess the point that I'm trying to get across here is like the music. A lot of the music, healing music, they say a megahertz is a 430. That's a good vibration. So when I started listening to music in the 60s and 70s, I really liked the guitaring. I liked the drumming. I liked the sound of it. But I noticed that they were singing good lyrics, and then halfway through the song, they would sing something negative that was happening to them. And I had to stop myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why nothing is really completely balanced in my life, because I'm singing along with their lyrics with whatever's going on in their life, and it's becoming me. And I had to stop that. So now my life is like completely like transitioning. It's okay. I'm learning to master it and get through it. But what I watch and what I read, I have to be careful what I'm picking up and what I'm reading. If it's something that's going to put a negative thought in me, I try to turn it around real quick so it doesn't become me. I guess it's kind of the laws of the universe. What you watch, they say like what you eat is you are what you eat. Well, same thing with music, everything like that. It's all the same. It's like when your body is heavily sedated with poisons and toxins and artificials, it's like a radio antenna. That's artificial technology. So when you're tuned in, when you're driving closer to that radio tower, you're tuned in with it. Your station's in. But as you drive away from it, that's like the body. As you get away from yourself and from source, your body becomes static. You cannot connect to those higher dimensions and be able to listen to what they're telling you. And I think that's why I have such a high connection to them. That's why I believe that I can hear them and they talk to me and they show me stuff through dreams. I mean, my dreams, I have normal dreams like other people, but sometimes I have really strong dreams. The last time I had called you and you guys were talking about that Knights Templar, and I told you, I was like, there's something I'm resonating with that native woman, that Altiara, or whatever her name was in there. I was like, there's something I'm resonating with her. And I got my own validation on that, and that's just for me, for private. But the day I was going to go watch that Da Vinci Code, I took off out to my folks' friend's place to go get that. And as I was driving out on that road, out of nowhere, a ship just appeared right in front of me. And so I looked and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay. I didn't have my phone with me, like, holy crap, like, how am I going to take this picture? How am I going to show this to, like, because you told me to take pictures and stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't have it. It just sat there, it hovered. And I said, okay, I gave my thumbs up. I said, okay, cool, I'm on the right path. You want me to go see the Da Vinci Code? I will go watch it. And then as soon as I validate it like that, it just shot straight up. straight up, just like this guy that called before me, and somebody had called and said, I think it was him. He said it kicked out its thrusters. It did the same thing. These thrusters just kicked out, and it went straight up. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, how can it do that? Like, how can it just sit there and hover and then take off, and then it shoots out a jet stream of, I don't know if it's even gas or what it is, and then boom, it was gone. So I went around the corner, and I was like, okay, cool, I got my validation. So I went around the corner, I went down about another mile, right where, up in that sky where it was taken off to, all of a sudden there was a black dot coming down. I was like, oh, cool, I'm getting to see them again. I was like, okay, I'm getting to see them. So as that black dot came down, it was an eagle. And it just started flying in a circle there. And I was like, all right, that's cool. All right. Can they shapeshift? I don't know. Are they eagles? I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling you as I speak, I don't know. But I do know that we carry a lot of their DNA. A couple nights ago, they came to me in a dream and showed me a hologram in the sky of a extraterrestrial, and in my dream they told me that I was seated with them and that I was a part of them and that I was their project, and that we all on this planet are their project, like we belong to them. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I'll just keep this to myself. I'll digest it, and I won't let my ego tell me something different. The other thing I wanted to share about, you said who influenced us. Well, who influenced me at first was, I would have to say, my mother. She had experienced orbs as a teenager, and then she told me when she was driving home, when they were teenagers on the reservation, they saw lights in the field, and that her brother got out of the car and started walking towards it. And then it just disappeared, and so that was her first two experiences. And then Phil Schneider, I was Googling, I watched some of him, and I was like, okay, I believe, this guy's not going to just lose his life over something like this. And then Laura Eisenhower, I started watching her. I started commenting on her Facebook, and then she sent me a friend request, and then we did a Skype and a reading, and then so she influenced me, and then she turned me on to Corey Good. So then I started watching Corey Good, and at first a lot of his stuff kind of seemed foreign to me, but then it's been 2 years now I've been listening to him and watching his videos. Now I'm experiencing what he's talking about and all this invisible stuff. I'm seeing the holograms. I've actually witnessed the holograms, the time travel, the remote viewing. I've watched them blimp in and out. Everything that him and Emery have talked about, I have witnessed as a person. And I'm like, okay, they're not crazy. Like, they know what they're talking about. I don't care who's trying to say that they're fakes or phonies. I am a real person. Anybody that lives in my area that knows me will be like, Teresa's not someone that is going to BS anybody. She's going to tell you like what it is. So that they're right on that path. And I was like, if I ever need to help David Wilcock, I will come forward and come out of my little bubble and come talk and share. I've had so many people that have witnessed things with me that would come forward and say, yeah, we were with her when she experienced a lot of that. I was on Coast to Coast about 3 years. No, I wasn't on. I was listening to Coast to Coast about 3 years ago. They were talking about the Big Brother project. I can't remember what it was, March something. Anyway, long story short, they were talking about the scalar wave. I think maybe you've heard that before, Jimmy?
Yes, I have.
Okay. They did a project where they had this guy's blood in Africa. I believe it was in Africa. And then they had his blood, some of it in California, I believe. And they were trying to see if it had a connection. Whatever he was doing in Africa, I think they had it in a jar in the same temperature in California. Anyway, on that show, they were showing that whatever he was going through the same thing with his blood in California. So they were saying that the scalar wave has no limit on it. It can cut through all different kinds of dimensions, and it's connected. And so that's just frequency. Those are just like experiences that I'm sharing, that we are made up of energy, and natural energy trumps any artificial technology. So when they come down here and they show us something, they can't be in our dimension, so they have to shift into something, a matter. Just like that time I was telling you when those lights came down here and it turned into a ship, and then it took off, and then it blimped out again. Okay, so they cannot function here. We're in dimension 3, and dimension 1 is the rocks and the planets, or the rocks and the earth. Dimension 2 needs dimension 1, which is the plants and animals. Dimension 3, which is us, needs the earth, the plants, and the animals. We can see them. Dimension 4 is when the spirit leaves the body, goes into dimension 4, that it can see 1, 2, and 3, so on and so on and so on. So with that being said, I just wanted to share on what I listened to her tonight. I was like, oh my gosh, like I totally love Jimmy's show. He really puts people together that, I mean, I can't believe the things that I hear on there. And I'm like, gosh, sometimes I'm like, is this real or is this a made up show? Am I ever going to meet these people? Do they really exist? Or am I going crazy? Am I the only one over here all by myself and I'm experiencing all this and I don't have a lot of people to talk to? But the people I do share with, they do get on my level with me because they know I'm not crazy and talking crazy. So they do know that I make sense with what I'm sharing. And they are able to communicate with us. So when they were showing me, Jimmy, they're showing me these symbols in the sky, and I don't know how to break that code. I don't know what they're showing me. The night that they did the J for me with you, they also did another symbol. They did like a spirally symbol, and then it was like a lightning bolt after it. It wiggled like that. And then I heard you guys talk a couple nights after that, or that following week. That's when I heard you guys talking about the hooked X and that whole Knights of Templar thing, and I was like, gosh, I wonder if that's how they're communicating with me, is through symbols. And I'm like, I need some help. I need a professional person to really work with me and go out with me and start researching with me when I talk to them, and then see what symbols I can draw them out and what they're trying to tell me, because they're the ones that told me, like, we're not supposed to be using these nukes, you know, and that we're supposed to all be working as one. And so I'm like, okay, maybe Jimmy can help me. Maybe I can get in contact with somebody. Your friend, Scott, what's his name, Walters?
Scott
Walters.
Walter.
He did inbox me, and I did share some stuff with him. And I know that the UFO Chronicles, I think, of UK, I'm going to do an interview with them. But I'm not so much about the interviews. I just want to meet people that can come and help me and show me, and we can communicate, because I can communicate with them, but I just need somebody to teach me, like, what do these symbols mean, or does anybody know these other different languages that they're trying to talk to me through? Because I'm just a simple person. I don't have all this college education. I just communicate with them on telepathic stuff and what they show me, and maybe we can figure out what they're trying to tell us or what they want us to do, and that's the key to it. So with that being said, I enjoy your show, and I just wanted to share a lot of what I just shared with you for some of your listeners, some of your Faderville people that, you know, we're electricity, so be careful with what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're eating, and what you're watching, because you can everything you're watching belongs to somebody else, so you can create that. And if you're sending out a negative vibe, you're going to get the negative back. So if you want to have a blissful life, start saying, I will. If you don't want something in your life, you say, I will not. You can heal yourself. You can do anything. You can raise your vibration and ascend to another way of thinking, and your life will totally transcend and become beautiful. If it can happen for somebody like me, and I'm just a simple person, it can happen for all your people that are listening.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Words of wisdom. I've got to take a break right here. Thank you so much. And
you're welcome.
Have a great, wonderful weekend.
You too.
Thank you. Teresa up in South Dakota. And she's right. I need to take a break right here. But all you have to do to prove anything to yourself about how things are connected or how you can manifest is just think about something. That's all you got to do. Think about something and watch it happen. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal God, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Poor water quality is a major health issue, and it's only getting worse. Municipalities can't keep up, standards have dropped, and pollutants are increasing. Where does it all end? It ends by keeping the pollutants outside of your home with HydroCare's advanced systems available at Wave Home Solutions. No less than the best purification materials and processes have been developed by HydroCare to provide you with healthy, clean water for drinking, cooking, and showering. HydroCare far surpasses the competition in removing chlorine, odors, iron, lead, chemicals, limescale, and much more. Don't settle for less when it comes to your water. We'll take care of the toughest water problems for you, whether it's from a city or well source. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 888-997-WAVE. That's 888-997-WAVE. Or go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRAradio.com.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out. That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-717-WAVE, 888-717-WAVE, or visit dryhealthyhome.com, dryhealthyhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from Rivermoon. Just click on the Rivermoon coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B blend.
So are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight. If you're on hold, stay right there. Open lines all night long. 323-825-5045. Phones have been nuts tonight. 323-275-9695. Phones have been nuts tonight. 818-921-6929. Let's go to Texas. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Well, is it 936, Jimmy, you're looking for?
Are you in Texas?
Good. Ramblin' Randy.
Hey, Ramblin' Randy. See, all it pops up here, it just says RR in Texas. So I should have assumed.
Listen, it's apropos that I come up first in the queue. That was the most amazing. The energy of that lady that just come off there, Jimmy.
Yeah, Teresa.
Now, and then the person before that, and everybody. I listen to your show, and I listen to Clyde and George and John B. And I've been telling you this for a couple of years, but here's the thing: is that these platforms are way, way, way out there, educational-wise, of things that people need to be aware of. But we come and we listen, but that's about it. And some of them are so out there. Some of these stories. You have a great vocation, Jimmy Church. I love it.
Yeah. It's a pretty good gig.
And that one of those guys, I'm going, my God, I can't even believe it. It's so far out there. How could someone even say that? And I remembered I called and talked to you about that Indian in that hole in the mountain there, sitting on that pallet that was clean. Now, Jimmy.
Yeah, Randy, I'm going to jump in. You told the craziest story of all. So
Jimmy,
you can't say that, Randy.
And so I'm sitting here going, that's what I said. My God, that really happened to me, though. But see, that happened to me, Jimmy. I was there, 2 other people, and that was a strange deal. But Jimmy, the reason I'm calling tonight is this: when I was going, my feet on that ladder going down, I looked back at that old man, and here's what he said, Jimmy, and it has to do with tonight and AI.
What's that?
He said these words. He said, "Where did thought come from?" Now, bear in mind, I had my feet on the ladder, and I'm going down, and I didn't want to fall off, and that was the last thing he said. Where did thought come from? And so I'm listening to your show tonight, and y'all got off into this AI thing and uploading and downloading various things like that. But just being East Texas, I had to break it down real slow, and I thought, that Indian, here's the deal. They're not going to pull this off, Jimmy, this uploading deal, unless every other avatar is also uploaded, or you won't be able to reach out and touch them in the office because they're not up there. So everybody's either going to have to be uploaded, or the avatar would have to have constant mega data fed to him to let them know that what they're seeing with their camera is going to have to be a relay, Jimmy. They're unplugged from that Indian. Where did thought come from? So when you unplug from this natural being, and we have the ability to reach the ambient or the in-between or the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, somewhere out there, that's what that Indian is talking about. And so when we unplug from this and we plug into that, your brain or upload, whatever, you're going to have to be continuously updated. Do you follow me?
I do.
Or everybody's going to have to be in the game, and I'm not going to play, so there's going to be one sitting out. And so then, Jimmy, I'm thinking, I love listening to Jimmy. He's got all this space stuff that I want to come out there. It's the only way we're going to hook up, Jimmy, is I'm going to have to come out there and meet somewhere.
Come out for our Fade to Black party, December 26th.
I will, Jimmy. I'll come out there. But listen to this. This is validatable. Some people on this call right here know me, and listen to this. Back in about 2012 or 2010, somewhere along there, go to YouTube and do a search for Randy Interviews E2. Randy Interviews E2. This is way back there. I ran into this cat from Dubuque, Iowa, that said he had an energy device that would go 1-to-1. It would go polarity. And so I drove up there to meet this cat in Dubuque, Iowa. This is hands-on like the Indian. This is real deal here. And this guy I pull into his house in a neighborhood, and he comes up the back little levee on some sort of solar-powered looking golf cart deal. And I said, my God. I said, here we go. And so, Jimmy, I get inside, and I am just floored at his driver's license. You can meet this guy, Jimmy. Okay?
Is it, you said Randy Interviews E what?
E2, like Einstein the second.
E and the number 2 or TWO?
the number 2.
Okay, I've got it in here. Randy interviews E2, and I'm not getting it.
You will. You'll get it. Someone get it and stick it up there. My God, this is way back
Einstein
when.
E2. I've got it right here. Okay.
Okay, listen. Let me give you a little foundation on this. This cat was one of you.
Okay, there's
y'all. Listen to this. This guy E2. I go up there and he's telling me his story. This guy is a spook. His driver's license says, if arrested, contact the NSA immediately. He's one of them thinkers up there.
Right.
And Dubuque, Iowa. Now listen, he had this thing that where it was on like a tractor, and I said, what in the hell is that? He said, it's a tornado maker. He said that Monsanto shut me down because I can stick nitrogen in any field out there, and you don't have to buy fertilizer anymore. I go, shit. Excuse me. And so, but that wasn't the crux of it. I went up there on one thing, but he was telling me about how he could pull heat out of this ring. And this ring had little ridges on it, and now we're talking scalar. That lady was just talking scalar earlier. Jimmy, in the not-too-distant future, we're going to lay this quantum stuff down and get over into the real deal, which is scalar, but we won't go there now. But he said, yes, this thing creates a gateway. I said, what kind of gateway are you talking about? He said, to the other side. And B said, the problem I've got is it will go from 0 to I can't shut off the temperature real fast. And he said, I've blown out this whole neighborhood out here several times, and that's validatable as well. But as I'm leaving, here it is, Jimmy. This is what you can do, too, if E2's still around up there in Dubuque. That ring, he took it, and it was real flimsy. I touched the thing, and then as we're going out the door, he sticks it on the wall, and he spins it with his hand. And it slowly started going faster. The center of this thing started wobbling. Jimmy, listen to the recording there years ago, and he takes a washer and throws it in the middle of that thing, and it didn't even make a bloop noise. It was just gone. I said, E2, his name is Hans, but I said, E2, where'd it go? He said, I ain't got a clue. And he flipped me a washer, Jimmy. I threw it through there.
No, really?
Yes, I did. Jimmy, you can throw one too.
This interview is from 2011, or that's when it was published onto YouTube. So that's 7-8 years ago. When did this conversation happen?
You mean that one on YouTube?
Yeah.
What's the date on that thing? I don't know. I mean, you're the one that prompted me to even think about this tonight, for God's sake.
You said,
"Oh, that is the good part." Listen, how he got that way.
Okay.
He was a brain all along, and he went to this Tesla convention thing up there in the hills somewhere in California, and this guy, this real big guru guy, said, "Let's go up on this hill. I want you to meet the spirits." Well, he took a friend of his up there, and this guy started howling, and all of a sudden, you have to meet E2. He's not lying. All of a sudden, all these damn animals come up, and they just staring, and E2's just going, Hans is just going, my God. And all of a sudden, here come this damn light, he said. E2 wasn't into that at the time. And this light just hovered right out there in front of him, and then his friend split and run off back to the lodge. This other guy that split about a year later died because he couldn't quit thinking about it. This is real. And so E2 said he went home back to Dubuque, and one day he had to take a pee, and he had some friends over, and he went outside of his barn, and there was a golf course across the street, and he sees this damn blue orb. He says about the size of a basketball, and he's looking at it, and that damn thing come across that golf course, I mean, instantly, and it's about 1 inch from his nose. And then it hits him right in his temple, and he went out. He come up like this. Now, this guy in his house, he has this room that he goes in there and dances, and I thought, oh, God, I'm San Francisco. But, I said, well, here we go. And so, but when he moves his hands, he's got laser beams up in there, and this guy plays music, and he records it and sells it with these laser beams everywhere. He knows where they're at, and it sounds like a harp. This guy is out there. But, Jimmy, that's not what I call.
Okay.
The time has come that we meet. Because last night's show with the guy with the last night's show.
Yeah.
You know, with how he started and all that, and his followers and various things. Can you imagine, Jimmy, if that guy all of a sudden, damn near instantly, had whatever he needed to do the research that he needed to do, or you needed whatever you needed to do, Jimmy, we got to talk.
December 26th, man. Come on out. Let's hang at the Rainbow.
Okay. Okay, Jimmy.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. It's a perfect. It's on Hollywood Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard, right in the middle of L.A., Hollywood.
Oh, you bunker deal?
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'll slide out there. Now, I see. Another thing is that we listen closely. Most everybody's got two monitors going on because you can't watch YouTube and then do what I'm doing here at the same time if you only got one screen. You follow me?
I do.
So I am at a disadvantage to see you right now, but I normally watch you. And I go back over. Hey, listen, Clyde parallels you on what you're talking. What we're all talking about tonight, he paralleled about 2 days ago. And so there's a synergy here, but what we've got to do is get people off just being educated into entanglement. Okay?
I'm with you.
If you and I are standing on Hollywood and Vine, and all of a sudden I say, "It's a beautiful day today, Jimmy. Let's flip for a quarter." Okay? And you agree. It's just a quarter. The dynamic just changed, Jimmy.
That's
you
right.
know why? We are entangled
That's right.
in an outcome.
That's right.
So whether it is 1/1,000,000th of an exchangeable form of medium, in other words, value, if you entangle with someone, you're more vested. And so you become more focused. And if we can get enough people together, Medium has 5 million people that are members over there. You know, that little thing, that publishing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a clapping system. I've told you about this before, but Jimmy, this thing is too really big. Someone a while ago was talking about some gizmo they've got. And before they take it to the Shark Tank, the people would like a shot too. So we've got to talk, because y'all got the platform and they got us the time, the clock. And things are really weird, Jimmy. You know, I'm not apocalypse person, but there's people that know the dynamic of how the human brain functions that are applying this to it. All we need to do is tell people, hey, you can do it chewing on a stick, but don't go around that corner. Now, they understand that better than breaking it down like the beautiful mind on a chalkboard.
Right.
So we've got to get to people and educate them on what's taking place, and we can shift this thing if we get to critical mass. Now, I'm getting heavy, but we need to talk. Is that East City you're talking about, or just over at the bunker?
No, the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Oh, Rainbow Bar and Grill. All right, where's that exactly located, Jimmy?
Man, it's right there on Sunset Boulevard, right in the middle of Hollywood.
I used to live over off of Santa Monica and something over there. My God, Jimmy.
It's right up the road. It's right up the road. It's right up the road from Santa Monica. You know, Santa Monica and Doheny. You take Doheny up to Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, my God, I'm going back in time.
Yeah.
I'm going back in time.
Right there on the corner, man.
I put the first Malibu Grand Prix racetrack on 5 over in San Bernardino, and I lived up at Lake Arrowhead on the peninsula.
You live large. See, I didn't live that large. There's an overpass for the 101 freeway in Cahuenga. And Cahuenga goes underneath it. I lived in a box underneath the freeway. You lived large. See, I didn't live that large.
Jimmy, oil only flows for so long to foolish people, so I'm having to redo a lot of things, Jimmy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Interesting thing, and I'm going to close with you on this, is that I was fortunate enough to be in San Diego on an overpass the day that Hell's Angel guy died about 40 years ago, and it was wall-to-wall bikers. If you remember that deal, you grew up there in L.A. It's probably big when you were about 8, but there was this big Hell's Angel guy that died, and they carried his casket, and it was wall-to-wall bikers for a good 10 minutes coming underneath that bridge on 5.
You were there.
I saw that, Jimmy.
Wow.
And I saw the Indian on that pallet, too. Let's talk.
Now, I'm going to have Rita post up on Twitter, and, just email me. We'll send you all of the information, but get out here the day after Christmas. Everybody's going to be there, Randy. Everybody's going to be there. Everybody's going to be there.
So listen,
you're going to want to come and hang out.
I got it. We're going to have to go off to the side, because once you hear the magnitude of this, you ain't ever heard the word disruptive.
Well,
before.
see, but you said it yourself, Randy. We got to start the entanglement. So we'll start the entanglement the day after Christmas. All right?
That's it. All right, Jimmy. Bye.
Have a good one, Randy. Behave and be well.
Bye.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Randy is cool. There's no doubt about it. Let's go to New York City. You're up next on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Sarah Ann with a New York City phone number, but I'm in Wisconsin.
Oh, see, that's clandestine. That's clandestine.
I know.
You're running. You're running, Sarah Ann.
I have the 917 area code, and I just can't let go of it because it's too cool.
It's way too cool.
I think I got it back in like 97, and I won't let go of it.
See, back in, and you remember, back in the 80s here in California, it was a race to get certain area codes, right? Some people, 310 was like a cool area code, right? Nobody wanted 213. And 818 was a cool area code, right? There were these area codes that were cool. And everybody, it's really, really funny. And it still plays out today. Now you can get any area code you want, right? It doesn't matter. Go to the phone store. But if you've got a 917 area code, you're going to hang on to that. That's cool.
Yeah, it means you're legit. I mean, Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City, I'll never forget that when she got a 646 area code. And she was like, I can't, no, I'm a loser. And
yeah, right.
Yeah, you are a loser.
That is so funny. That is so funny. And so to this day, for me, I react to a few area codes. I'll always react to 317, 312, 415. 415 is San Francisco. 312 is Chicago. 317 is Indianapolis. I'm trying to 702, right, at Las Vegas. 602. Phoenix. There are certain area codes that I react to the second that I see them. So you're absolutely right. Hang on to that 917 and never let that one go.
Hell no. When you see that, Jimmy, you're like, this car is legit.
Yeah. I'm reacting to it. I'm thinking Wall Street. I'm thinking right. Upper East Side. That's what I'm going. Somebody here is cultured.
Right. Yeah. So, now, I'm no rambling Randy. I don't know how I can follow up that dude.
No, you can't. You can't. You know what? Just do your thing, Sarah Ann. Just do your thing. That's all you got.
Maybe we should put on our best Midwestern accents. I mean, I don't know.
I know.
That was just too good.
I know. How do I can't even follow it up. I need you to help me. So go, 917.
I love that cat. So I just wanted to call in and talk about influencers because this week was really good. I was stoked about it. When it comes to people who have influenced me, I sort of make a distinction between those who have influenced me and those that I have a lot of admiration for, because there is a difference.
Right.
I think that's important right now, especially with all the conflicts and stuff like that we really acknowledge that everybody who triggers us is an influence, because I've been influenced by so many people in the UFO community in terms of leaders. But when it comes to those who I admire, of course, you and Rita are top of list, mainly because my influencers right now, and especially those who I really respect, are those that can be polarizing but not divisive. And there is a distinction. When I think of those who have really been influential in my life, it's like, who can I watch when I sit down with my parents here in Wisconsin, like on Gaia, where my parents aren't, either completely tuned out or angry. And like your show, The Unexplained, my parents sat down, they were totally into it. My mom, I think it was because Karamo from, the
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. He's way cool.
But there's something to that that's just smart because he's very relatable, right? And it's strategic, and I think that is part of being an influencer, is that you're strategic. You can be polarizing, but you're not divisive because you're meant to create change in the collective, greater consciousness, not just within those in the UFO community.
Right.
I love Laura Eisenhower because she's so raw and true in her own, I guess, fallible nature. Of course, James Gilliland. Anybody who's on Gaia, Corey Good has been an influencer in my life just as much as Jason Rice, though. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Richard Sleeping Dolan is, I think, incredible just because he really looks at all sides and just sounds so freaking smart.
Mm-hmm.
And at the top of the list, Lynn and Moulton Howe, William Henry, and Barbara Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's just like my fairy godmother.
Mm-hmm.
I love those folks.
I'm with you on that entire list. And I was talking about this last night, and I've mentioned it enough in the past, but we really need to understand and realize something. The cycle of life, right? People are not around forever. That's just the way that it is. No matter who it is, we don't live forever, right? But who is going to take the ball and run with it? And if you go back and you consider something like Hendrix, I'm just giving an example, right? Somebody as great as Hendrix just comes along. He's like from another planet and just influenced, and then was gone. Now, who is going to take that and run with it? And you would think it's impossible, especially back then. It's like, it can't be done. It has been done many times over, and look at, somebody like Randy Rhoads. Now, I'm talking about guitar players here, but guitar playing today, the youth of today, there is some crazy. I look at Bumblefoot. Well, he's not youth, but he's current, right? And you look at him and you think about how things could have been taken to the next level. How could it have been improved? How do you take Steve Vai and improve on that? How do you take the I'm going to give you, look at John Five. John Five, incredible player. And so after Stevie Ray Vaughan left, how is it possible that things could go further? But they have. And it's the same thing with the UFO community. We have got a young, vibrant, intelligent round of researchers, and we are in good hands. And we're going to continue to take things to the next level. There's going to be a round of influencers in 10 years, 20 years that I probably won't even be around, and we're in good hands. And I would have never thought about when you look out of that whole list that you mentioned. If we go back, and I've only got 30 seconds, Sarah Ann, so I'm just going to say this. Mm-hmm. There were a couple of cats that freaked me out back in the day. Wendell Stevens was one of them. I had an old videotape of him that I watched over and over again. It was like 2 hours long. It was a 3-hour video of Wendell just presenting his photographs and these videos. And back in the day, same era, and I'm talking about the mid-'80s, I had the Stanton Friedman interview thing. And I would watch it over and over again. And those two guys influenced me. Wendell Stevens freaked me out of my mind. I mean, just blew my mind with the stuff that he brought to the table. And way predating all of this other stuff that, people talk about today. And still, I think about Wendell Stevens, man. God rest his soul, man. Rest in peace, Wendell. but he influenced me, you know, and
he played his part. He played his part.
Absolutely. I got to take a break right here, Sarah Ann. Do me a favor.
Yep.
Have a great, amazing weekend. Will you do that?
I will do that for you, my friend. Have a good one as well.
Thank you so much, Sarah Ann. Behave and be well.
All right. Take it easy.
Take it easy. 917 area code that she is just not going to let go of. And I can't blame her. Okay, so with that, this is Fade to Black. If you are on hold, stay right there. I'm going to get to everybody. We got one more segment left. It's Thursday night. It's Fader Night. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Here, and you are listening to my boy Jimmy Church on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Tappy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roasted to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hi, folks. CBD is the home run hitter for health right now. Why, you ask? Because of what it does for the body. Unfortunately, I can't tell you all about the benefit. You know, there's reasons. Do your due diligence and log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Ancient Life Oil uses organic ingredients and is blended in coconut oil for some of the best benefits. Legal in 50 states and non-psychoactive. Log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and my family is safe because of Numana Emergency Food Storage. Just go to the Numana banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Promo code Jimmy10.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's
not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
You guys like that, huh? Sweet. You know, talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan, got to pull that thing off the wall. Coolest thing about that is the guitar strap. Yeah, thank you, Scott. That was Christmas. I got that for Christmas last year. And there you go. Yeah, it's a great guitar. Yeah, I just had to. All right, Fadernight. One segment left. Open lines, 323. If you're on hold, stay right there. 323-825-5045. Oh, that's cool. Let me, you know what? That's going to get a retweet right there. A Tampa Rick. That's actually a great shot. That's a great shot. There you go. I'm going to blow that up for a second. That's it. There you go. All right. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695 or 818-921-6929. And let's go to, I'm going to flip a coin here. Let's go to area code 972. You are up next. Who's calling?
This is your rock and roll pal, Mark from Dallas.
Man, I knew you were. Were you watching the bunker cam?
Was I watching it? I'm laughing my butt off with that cool strap you got. Man.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
That strap is the bomb. Are you looking at the bunker cam right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here, I'll show a few things. The Les Paul. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. It don't get no better. It don't get no better, right? But before that is, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess that up. But then, see, the thing is, you go old school like this, right? With the Fender Strat, right? You can't, that is just, a gorgeous guitar, 70s Fender Strat with the big headstock, right? And you got all of that, and you got that kind of stuff. But then you got to. I should go over to that wall. Oh, okay, but then see, I'm on air right now, live. But then you got to have the dedication to the '80s. You got to have the pointy headstock Jackson, right? That you got to have one of those. I mean, you just got to, little road worn, got some scratches on it, maple neck. That's
sweet.
You got to have that. You got to have the Floyd Rose, jacked up way high, right? Jacked up way high so you can break the strings and then dump it down to nothing so they flop, right? But then you want to be able to pull it up into the stratosphere. So that's what this is for. This is for all that wanky stuff. So there you go.
That is so great, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's your children hanging there, man.
So much fun. So much fun. All right. I know we're going to talk some music now. Let's go.
Well, you brought up the 80s.
Right.
So it reminds me of, I think we can have some fun with this. You want to have some fun tonight? This is about the 80s. This is my top 10 one-hit wonders of the 80s.
Oh.
It should be fun, man.
Right.
Coming in at number 10.
Okay.
The year, 1986.
86.
The band, 1986. The band, Georgia Satellite.
Right.
The song, Keep Your Hands to Yourself.
Right. The video with them in the pickup truck.
Oh, great video. And if I had $1 for every time I played that at a club around Dallas-Fort Worth over the last 30 years, I'd be rich right now.
Right.
The year, number 9. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, the Georgia Satellites, I got to jump in, would definitely qualify as one-hit wonder. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Number 9.
So,
okay,
number 9,
why don't you give me the band and I'll give you the song, or give me the song, I'll give you the band.
Oh, okay.
No Googling.
The year is 1980.
Right.
You'll get this. The band is Lips Incorporated.
Oh man. Oh God, I can sing it. Okay, go ahead. Lips Incorporated.
Funky Town.
Yeah, Funky Town. That's a great video too. That's a great video.
Yeah,
that's a great video.
Great song. All right, the year. This is number 8. The year, 1988. The band, Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians.
Right. Oh, you want me to give you the song? Take
well,
me down to. Hold on.
You can remember.
So sweet. Shallow water. Hold me in. Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians. I'm singing the chorus in my head and I can't dial it in.
Yeah. What I am.
And what I am is what I am.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Next.
Okay. Next, the year, 1986. The band is Crowded House.
Oh, no, they're not a one-hit wonder. No, they had too many hits.
Well, really?
Yeah, I would think so. Okay.
That's the only song I ever heard them. Don't Dream It's Over. That's the only song I ever heard them do.
Really? Great song, though. Great song. Great song.
Oh,
I played
man.
that.
It's still one of my favorites.
But so is Edie Brickell. Edie Brickell. Didn't she married like Paul Simon or something?
Paul Simon, yeah.
Yeah, she married Paul Simon.
That's the only hit I ever heard him do, though.
No, that was the only one she had. She didn't have to have a hit after marrying Paul Simon.
Oh, man. No, she married a hit. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So,
all right. Crowded House, Don't Dream It's Over. Man, it seems like they had more than that. Okay, who's up next? These are good. Taking me down memory lane.
The year, 1983. The band, Wall of Voodoo.
Mexican radio.
Bingo. Great job.
Yep.
Great job.
Yep.
The year, 1986. The band, Cutting Crew.
Oh, man. I
just died in your arms.
I just died in your arms tonight. Yep.
That's still a great time.
All of these are good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Wendy just said Crowded House, Something So Strong. And I would almost say that Something So Strong was as big of a hit. She's right about that. She's right. Something So Strong. And you know what? Might even be a better song. Something So Strong was good.
Why do I not know that song?
Yeah.
I should know that song.
Well, you don't want to hear me sing it, so we can move on. Okay.
Well, we have that in common.
Let's go. Yeah, we do.
All right. The year, 1985. The band, Mr. Mister.
Man, that's one that you should be shot in the head if you can't name it in 2 seconds.
You're gonna kill yourself.
I know.
Broken Wings.
Oh, Broken Wings. I was going to say Fly, which is Fly on the right.
Yes.
Man, that was
great song.
Man, think about when you think about Mr. Mister, or okay, wait a minute. I'll make my comment last. I want to get through this list. There's a couple I'm wondering if you're going to get to. Okay, next.
Okay. Next, the year, 1985, the band Till Tuesday.
Don't worry. Right?
Voices Carry.
Voices Carry.
Same song.
Same song. I was close. I was there. I get credit.
That's a great song, too.
It's a great song.
Yeah, man. Okay. The year, 1982.
Ooh.
The band Soft Cell. Cell, as CEL.
Oh, yeah,
Soft
we all
Cell.
know Soft Cell. And, man, that's the beginning of MTV, too. They wore that video out. Okay, what's the song?
That would be Tainted Love. It's something we've all had.
Oh, what a great song, too. I mean, what a great song. Tainted Love.
Great song.
Oh, great song.
Yeah.
Great song. Great song. Okay, next.
Great song. All right. Last two. This is number 9. The year 1981, right in your wheelhouse, brother. 1981. The band, Tommy Two-Tone.
Jenny.
867-5309.
Yep, it's got to be Jenny. It's got to be Jenny. It's got to be Jenny.
That's it.
Tommy Two-Tone.
That's it.
Tommy Two-Tone.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Now,
next up.
We're down to my number 1. My number 1, and I'm going to take some flack because some people will say 1990. This is my list. I'm going to call it 1989.
Mm-hmm.
The band, D-Light.
Oof. Go ahead.
Groove is in the heart.
Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart. That's okay. All right. Now, this is what I was going to say. Okay, I'll tell you who was missing from that list.
Okay.
Aha.
Oh, yeah.
Take on Me.
Yeah.
Name me another Aha tune. And
I can't.
You can't. And I went to the MTV Awards at the Universal Studios in 1985, and Aha that year won, like, for that video, which is a great video. Remember the animation, right? The pencil drawings.
Oh, yeah.
They won, like, and I'm not exaggerating, they won 185 video awards that night. And it was just one after another. They won for everything. And you think about the buckets of money and the influence, one hit, one song, great song. And, Mr. Right? Take These Wings. You can go down the list right there. Tainted Love, Soft Cell, that was a huge hit. Did they ever, somebody just posted Aldo Nova. Oh, that's good. Our Love's in Jeopardy, right? Okay, so...
Oh, yeah.
No, you can't... Liz Lang just posted Wham. We can't go with Wham on there. Wham was not a one-hit wonder, but somebody just said, Jimmy, you're disappointing me. Look, I just did 3 hours on the air. I can't be fresh as a daisy. And that's the other thing. This is what's really funny. And I know people expect this, and I get that, and that's cool. But it's tough to be the smartest guy in the world 24/7, right? And I'm just supposed to. Video killed the radio star. Yeah, that's another.
That almost made my list.
Yeah, the Buggles, and
almost made my list.
Hazy Fantasy by Shiny.
And man, you were there for the 80s, and 80s was, in my opinion, that was the decade of transition. There was lots of weird stuff going on in the 80s. It was a lot of experimentation going on.
Tons of it. You know
what I mean?
Yeah, you had not only what was going on, if you think about this, the punk rock and new wave scene that was going on in Los Angeles, it was huge. We think about the rock and roll and the big hair. And that's fair. I get that. But the rock and punk scene in L.A. and the list of bands, there's that. Then there is the rock and new wave and punk scene that was going on in New York City. Tom Verlaine and Television and the Talking Heads. You can go on. And then go overseas. And what was going on there, not only in the UK, which the list of bands is just miles long, and then go over to Berlin, go over to Germany or France, and these bands that were cranking this stuff out, and then influencing others. Because not only when you think of bands like The Call, the punk scene in Birmingham was influencing Judas Priest and other things that were happening in the heavy metal scene, in Iron Maiden. There was that going on. Black Sabbath and Deep Purple, all and Rainbow, all influencing each other, and it was going on out here in L.A. because you had Van Halen in 77 and 78, but they were always also listening to bands like Berlin or the Motels and some of the other amazing, not only punk, but hard punk that was going on here in L.A. and Orange County. So you're right. The experimentation was a great time to be around.
And as a guitarist, you and I both, there was some hot players, I think of Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits coming in through the 80s, too.
That's right.
Which was a completely weird, just a weird off-the-wall, which I still love them, off-the-wall thing that I'd never heard anything like that before. I remember the first time I heard Sultans of Swing, it was like, what the hell is this? That is so cool.
Same thing. The first time I heard that, and you know what? Their second album, which was called Communique, the second album, after Sultans of Swing. And I had that record, but I went out and got the second one. I can't remember what it was called, Communicado. Mark Knopfler, and I was all into Jeff Beck, and I was all into, the great guitars of the 70s. Yeah. And Mark Knopfler comes along, and I just didn't think it was possible to play that good and that different. And you're right about that. Mark Knopfler was a guy that influenced so many, and he played without a pick.
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out how he got that tone, and because like I said, everything he did was different until I finally saw him play. And I'm like, that dude is playing with his fingers, and I was trying to copy those licks, as we all did, and I was having trouble. And you've got that Stevie Ray Vaughan guitar hanging up behind you. I could play Stevie Ray stuff because I'm a blues. I'm from Dallas. Hell, we had the same upbringing. I could play Stevie Ray stuff, but to this day I have trouble playing Mark Knopfler licks.
Yeah, I know. And you would have to, and I thought, see, this was my problem, and so many guitar players went through this. There was no video back then. So you're sitting there and you're listening to it, and you're trying to play it with a pick. And you're just like, wait a minute here. That guitar solo on Sultans of Swing, and then it's like he's playing, it's like he's got four hands. Well, he did. He was playing with his fingers. Oh, man. Oh, somebody just said, what about Rick Astley? Somebody
I'd rather not even think about it.
Somebody had to go there. Oh, you know what? That song, Never Gonna Give You Up, you know what? That's a toe tapper. That was a good song. That was a good song. Yeah. Oh, man. What about, you know what? Simply Red. Right? One song.
Oh, yeah.
What about Terrence Trent D'Arby? One song.
Trent D'Arby, of course.
Yeah, one song. What about the guy that played guitar? What about the guy that played guitar for Billy Squier? You're absolutely right. And I'll think of his name here in a second. And today, he's a jazz guitar player. He's just doing this amazing contemporary jazz stuff. But he was absolutely an amazing guitar player. Man, I can't think of his name. Okay, Missing Persons. Now, Missing Persons, I would say that whole first album was a hit. You know, Walking in L.A., Words, that whole album. I play that stuff all the time on Coast because I can get away with it. Billy Squier. What was that guitar player's name? I should be
I know, man. I can't think of it.
Hold on for a second. Billy Squier, guitar player. And his guitar player was... guitar
Googling
player. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Guitar player. You got to love Google, man, and doing this stuff. Jeff Golub. Man, and he was he was amazing. Oh, that's right. He died. That's right. I knew this. Right as I said that, it says R.I.P. Jeff, and played. That's right. He was in Rod Stewart's band. Stewart's band.
Sure about that.
Yeah, he passed away 2015 at the age of 59. He was incredible. Absolutely incredible guitar player. That was a good band that Billy Squier had.
Yeah. They made a lot of money there for about a 5 to 8 year stretch. He tore it up on the road, man.
Yep, them, and I'm trying to think at the same time, Loverboy, right? And so if we go back to that era, I feel so bad for everybody that's on hold right now. They probably got some amazing things that they want to talk about, and you and I have to talk about 80s one-hit wonders. But if you go back to that period, or Billy Squier was cranking them out, and I'm going to go there, and everybody knows I'm a heavy metal guy, and the things that were going on in 84, 83, 82, those were dynamic years for rock and roll. But Loverboy and Billy Squier were okay by me. I'm going on the record right now. I learned every song on that Loverboy record, and I learned every song on Billy Squier's record, and I don't care. Arrest me. They were good songs.
This was a ton of fun. Enjoyed this very much tonight, brother.
Yeah, so much fun, and we could go. Okay, somebody just pointed out, and you're right. David Pendleton says Terry and Dale were from Zappa's band. All of Missing Persons was from Zappa's band. You had Warren Cucurullo, and I'm trying to think of the bass player. It'll come to me. And who was the bass player for Missing Persons? Also from Joe's Garage. So the whole band was Warren Cucurullo. Wasn't Chad Wackerman? Who was the bass player for Missing Persons? Come on, everybody, hit me right now. Come on, we can do this. Let's see. I'm gonna do it. Missing Persons.
We could have a whole Frank Zappa night. I could. Frank Zappa.
Patrick O'Hearn. One of the baddest bass players Zappa ever had, and he had a lot of great bass players. But that was the band, man. Terry Bozzio, Warren Cucurullo, Patrick O'Hearn, Chuck Wilde. Poofa. Man, doesn't get any better.
If you were good enough to make Zappa's band, you were one of the top 10 players on this planet.
Yeah, that's right. And all going down here in the valley, and what Zappa put together, especially that Joe's Garage version of, and Steve Vai floated in and out too as well. But that Joe's Garage band, that when one size fits all, that era, was just one of the best. And they all split and formed Missing Persons, was one of the great rock bands ever. And they played at the US Festival. It's a really good performance.
And you were there?
No, I watched the US Festival live from Indianapolis on MTV. When I came out to California, it was the second US Festival. Second US Festival was going on, but I couldn't afford. I was so new to LA, but I do remember it going on. But no, I was trying to find my next meal. So there you go. Well, I gotta fly. Great conversation. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
You got it. You got it. I gotta roll credits. I gotta get out of here. Thank you, everybody. We're taking the weekend off. We'll be hanging out a little bit on social media, but we're going to relax this weekend, and we'll see everybody on Monday. I'm sorry I put everybody on hold and kind of just let you sit there, but when we start talking music, that's just what happens. So thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that called in tonight, and of course, Teresa Tanaros and Divine Frequency on the airwaves. Fade to Black's executive director and producer is Rita Kamarian. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. Broadcast owned and copyrighted 2018 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I had to talk some music. It was pretty fun, too. I'll see everybody on Monday. Have a great, safe, wonderful weekend. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Until then, go Beckley Tempe.